Hello there, my name is Veronica, and in this video, I'm gonna be ranking every hero and villain in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Remember, this is just my list, and it's based on the experiences that I have had with each character in the game, so my list is probably gonna be very different from your list. And with that being said, hope you enjoy the video. In my last spot, I have BB9E. I don't like BB9E. He doesn't do enough damage. His middle ability knocks people back. His R1 ability is just, assisting teammates. It helps with the weapons of the teammates and the recharge time of abilities. And the L1 ability is just the smoke. So you make your enemies not see that well. His abilities suck, in my opinion, okay? That's what I'm trying to say here. And his damage output is awful. That's the reason I have him at the last spot. At the 21st spot, I have BB-8. I like BB-8 more than BB-9E because of the abilities. He at least has good abilities. Because he has the R1 ability, which is great, which knocks people down and you can just do damage. He has the L1 R1 ability, which is actually really good for damage, and the L1 ability, it reveals enemies, and if attacked it gives increased damage. So in my opinion, he is better than BB9E, but the damage output, it's still really bad with his main attack. In the 20th spot, I got Finn. Finn has two okay abilities and one bad ability. Basically, his L1 ability is pretty bad if you already have good aim, but like his big deal ability and his R1 ability are okay, but they're not that good. His big deal is healing, and the R1 ability is the radar and increased speed. So they're okay, but they're not really the best abilities, At the 19th spot, I got Captain Phasma. Captain Phasma is not that bad if you have a certain playstyle. Basically, you're probably gonna be camping a lot, You want your teammates to be close to you, so like you're near the turret, and you can just, every enemy that comes near that turret is gonna get, defeated by your team. But if you don't have a team that camps with you, and you're just running everywhere, and you're not near that turret, you're gonna get defeated. So the best way to play as Captain Phasma is probably just camping near your turret, which is boring, so that's why I have her at the 19th spot. In 18th spot, I have Chewbacca. I have Chewbacca here because his abilities are kind of like Han Solo's, but much worse, Just so much worse. And that's why I really don't like playing as Chewbacca that much, Why play Chewbacca if I could play as Han Solo? In my 17th spot, I have Lando Calrissian. I have Lando Calrissian in my 17th spot because his abilities are not that great. Like, he has his smoke ability, which in my opinion is awful. His middle ability, which is actually okay. It's not that bad. But his R1 ability, the Disabler, is, it just takes too long to detonate that ability. So if you have a villain that's like in front of you, he'll probably just eliminate you before you can actually detonate the Disabler. So that's why I have him in the 17th spot. At the 16th spot, I have Iden Versio. I just don't like playing as Iden Versio that much. Her abilities are actually pretty good, except for the middle ability, because I don't like sniping. But the other two, the stun droid is actually pretty good when you have like a lightsaber lightsaber hero trying to like eliminate you. You can just put the stun droid, and it's much faster than Lando Calrissian's Disabler. And her shield, which, it's a shield. What can I say about that? It's good. I have Bosk over here at the 15th spot because, his weapon is a sniper. Yes, I just said I don't like sniping, but like his weapon, I guess it's okay. His abilities are actually really good. And like if you put a card on him that lets you heal on his Dioxis grenade, That's really good. His health. He's like the only hero. I think he's the only hero that can actually go back to max health without having to eliminate people to have to like increase the max. So yeah, he's like, I think, the only one that can do that. The other two abilities, predatory instincts, that's really good. That's a good grenade launcher. And the the R1 ability, the 3 grenades, that does a lot of damage. So that's really good too. So over here on the 14th spot, I have Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I have Obi-Wan here because even though his defense, his blocking is great, his abilities are actually pretty bad. First ability he has is the all-out push. In the all-out push, you need to charge it, and the area that you can push is not that good. Next ability we have is Mind Trick, which Mind Trick really isn't that great in my opinion, because it's only for a few seconds that you can't use the abilities. And the last ability is Defensive Rush, which I guess it's okay, but it doesn't redeem Obi-Wan here, so that's why I have him on the 14th spot. If this was Heroes vs. Villains ranking, I would have her as the Last Jedi, She would be on Obi-Wan's spot right now, because I don't like Rey in Heroes vs. Villains, but I do know that she's really good on co-op and supremacy. So if it was Heroes vs. Villains, she would be in the 14th spot, but since this is like in all the game modes, I'll have her in the 13th spot because her abilities are actually good, She has her Mind Trick, which is actually better than Obi-Wan's. She also has her Insight ability, which is great for co-op and supremacy. That's why she's on this spot in 13th. And she has her Dash Strike, which is kind of like Obi-Wan's. In my number 12 spot, I have Yoda. His reach with the lightsaber is not great, but his abilities are actually pretty good. His L1R1 ability heals him and his teammates. His R1 ability is a Dash Strike, and his L1 ability is the Force Push. Yoda, like Rey, is also like one of the heroes that I mainly use in like co-op or supremacy, because in Heroes vs. Villains, he wouldn't be in 12th spot. He would be much lower. I have Leia Organa on the 11th spot because Leia Organa has good abilities. She's a great blaster hero, but not the greatest. And, her abilities of the shield, it's actually pretty good to heal yourself and your teammates. Her L1R1 ability is actually really good because it does a lot of damage, and the grenades are also really good. So I have Maul here at the 10th spot. He's on this spot because he's not the worst one, but he's not the best one. He's just good. Not great, not bad, just good. So his abilities are also good, I don't even know how to explain this because his Force Choke sometimes glitches, so I guess that's kind of bad. His spin attack is good, and his lightsaber throw is also really good, but there are better abilities, so that's why I'm putting him in this spot. So here I have Count Dooku on the 9th spot. I'm putting him on this spot because his two abilities, the L1R1 and the R1 ability, those are the duelist and the weakness abilities, are really just for Heroes vs. Villains. They're really great in Heroes vs. Villains. They're really not that useful in co-op or supremacy, and that's why he's on the 9th spot. I have Anakin Skywalker on the 8th spot because his abilities are really good. You can use the Heroic Might, then use the pull, and then use the strike with the lightsaber, and that does a lot of damage. His abilities are actually, really, really good. But he's really not as good as others I have on the list. Here we have, at 7th place, Boba Fett. Boba Fett, I like him a lot. His abilities are great. He's a very unique hero because he's the only one that can fly. His 3 abilities are actually really good. His middle ability makes him fly longer. I like that. The R1 ability, the Rocket Barrage, is really good. And recently, his L1 ability got buffed that if he hits enemies with blaster heroes with his concussion rocket, he will stop them from using their blasters. So that's really good too. So he's really unique, and I really like playing as him, and that's why he's going at 7th place. Okay, so number 6 is gonna be Han Solo. I put Han Solo at number 6 because I play much better as Han Solo than Boba Fett, and I also like playing as Han Solo more. His L1 ability, which is his grenade, is really good. I like that grenade. It's like my favorite like grenade in the game. Okay, like much better than Leia's and other heroes like that. His R1 ability, his push, is great against lightsaber villains because you can just push them, knock them down, and just spam your blaster. His L1 R1 ability, it's okay. It's not the best ability in the game, but you know, it's okay. At number 5, I have Luke Skywalker. So Luke Skywalker, in my opinion, is like the better version of Anakin Skywalker because he has 2 Force abilities, and those 2 Force abilities are really great. They're both amazing, and you can put some star cards on them that make them even better. And the spin attack for Luke is also really good. Number 4, I have Emperor Palpatine. Palpatine is a really unique villain because he's the only one that can shoot lightning out of his hands. So he's really unique. He's the only one in the game, you know, that can do that. And I mean, Dooku can do it, but it's not as, you know, powerful. And you really don't need to even aim as Palpatine. You don't need to have accuracy. You can just sit there and spam with the lightning. His 3 abilities are really good, but I'm probably placing him at number 4 because he recently got nerfed, and he's really not the same after that nerf. I don't think he's like as powerful as he was before, so that's why he's going at number 4. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one, is General Grievous at number 3. If this video came out like a month ago or maybe a few weeks ago before the new update got released, I would probably place him at number 1. But since they nerfed the Claw Rush, he's going at number 3 because there are 2 better villains than him, in my opinion, right now. So it's good that they nerfed the Claw Rush because that Claw Rush was just so overpowered. But now that they nerfed him and he's back at really good instead of overpowered, he's gonna be at number 3 in my list. At number 2, I have Kylo Ren. I have Kylo Ren at number 2 because his Frenzy ability is insane, okay? It's really good. It recently got nerfed though, but it's still really good. I still like it a lot. His freeze ability is also really good. What you can do is freeze the enemy, then do the frenzy on them. It's amazing. And he also has his force pull, which is always great as an ability. Honestly, Kylo Ren, one of my favorite villains right now in Battlefront 2, but he's not the best. At number 1, it's gonna be Darth Vader. Darth Vader, I think Darth Vader has always been like one of the best villains, hero/villains in Star Wars Battlefront 2. And right now, that there are no longer gonna be any updates, I think he's the best one right now. Yeah, they recently fixed his damage reduction, I think it's called, because there was like a glitch that allowed him to be invincible or something like that. But it recently got fixed, but now he's back at like how he is normally, and he's still really good. He's still like, in my opinion, he's the best one. His force choke is good, his healing ability is good, and his lightsaber throw is also good. That's my list. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe, click on that bell if you want to stay notified of when I upload. See you in my next video. Goodbye. Now I gotta get some gameplay for the background of the video. That's gonna take a long time.